Lisa Ann Goldsmith.
Hi.
Actress, director, artist. Does that cover it? Does that
Yeah, sure.
do you justice?
Yeah, I'm an actor and I'm a director. I also work with the unions here, which is one of the reasons why this particular play is so important to me. I'm on the board of SAG-AFTRA, and I've negotiated contracts with Equity. I'm a convention delegate for
There you go.
the union.
So where did you begin? Are you from Pittsburgh originally?
No, I am a native New Yorker, born and bred Triborough baby, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan.
Yes, you have the lingo down. So we have a native New Yorker that prefers Pittsburgh, dare I say?
I came here in 2005 to get my MFA in acting from Point Park and never left. I loved it. I work here all the time. I don't have to do anything else. I can own a house here. I couldn't own a house back home.
Oh, in New York
Not
City?
as an actor.
Oh, forget. There are no houses in New York City. Well, I think that just not only says something about you, but also about our city, that it can support a working actor.
And not only is there amazing art here and music and theater, but there's an incredible food culture here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, the restaurants are amazing. And coming from New York, and having been an actor, as a young actor, being a waiter and bartender, I love the fact that there's all of this farm-to-table stuff that goes on here. It's really fabulous.
So do you feel that it pays to be a little dynamic, to sort of work as an actor, work as a director?
For me, I think doing each makes me better at the other.
That makes a lot of sense. You see things from both sides of the table.
Yeah, and you also know how to behave on both sides. I took lighting design in grad school because I've always wanted to do that. And this way, when I talk to a lighting designer, I have the right vocabulary.
That's awesome.
To express what I want.
I think it really pays to have that perspective. I think it makes you easy to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can speak their language. Stand-up comedy, no.
No, really?
No.
Because I've heard you're pretty funny.
I'm funny, but I'm funny in real life. I don't want to stand up in front of people and have to be funny.
Yeah. But if it's scripted, because you just came off a pretty successful comedy, the Boeing down at CLO Cabaret.
Yeah, I was playing a German for 4 months.
That's funny.
It was a blast.
Has anybody ever said that you're difficult to work with?
I don't think anybody's ever said I'm difficult to work with.
Not that you know of, right?
Not that I know. I think when my mother always used to say, what's on my lung is on my tongue. So I'm opinionated and I don't hide things well. So I think when I was younger, my passion sort of got out of hand sometimes and I wouldn't know how to couch the things I needed to say. But I think as I've progressed in my career, I've been able to take a step back and figure out how I wanted to express something.
I think that's honesty.
Yeah.
So you're currently working with Unseam'd Shakespeare, which is a theatrical company here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Now, they've been around for what, maybe almost 20 years now?
This is their 22nd season.
22nd season.
It's amazing.
And I think the title might imply that they deal specifically with Shakespeare, but not necessarily.
They don't. In fact, I've been in 2 productions with them. I was in Macbeth 3 in 2009.
Macbeth 3?
It was a 3.
I missed Macbeth 2. I didn't know there was a sequel.
It was called Macbeth 3 because there were only 3 actors.
Oh, okay.
And it was gender reversed.
All right.
So I played Macbeth.
And again, you are working right now with Unseam'd Shakespeare on a show called Out of the Furnace, or Out of This Furnace.
Yeah.
Because isn't there a film of the same title?
Out of the Furnace.
Out of the Furnace.
Yeah.
And this is Out of This Furnace.
Right. In fact, they filmed it here, as a matter of fact.
The Furnace.
The Furnace they filmed here.
And we're doing This Furnace.
Here.
Right.
This Furnace.
Out of This Furnace. And it's based on a book.
It is based on a book, which I have here.
Props. We love props.
I love props. Out of This Furnace.
Lovely.
It's a book by Thomas Bell, and it's basically the story of 3 generations of Slovaks and them coming to America as immigrants and beginning to work in the steel mills, and because of that, it's the beginning of the unionization of the steel mills.
Now this is a Pittsburgh story.
It's an absolutely Pittsburgh story. I mean, there's things that I didn't know about this. I mean, I come from New York, I know a lot about unions and stuff, but I didn't know about the steel industry and the mills and all that kind of stuff, and how incredibly badly these people were treated, and the stuff that happened between like Frick and Carnegie and U.S. Steel. I mean, it's a really kind of horrifying story. But at the same time, it's an amazing story of the human will.
For a long time.
It makes me really proud to live here, actually.
So, but it focuses on Braddock specifically,
Yes.
the Braddock area.
Yeah, yeah. It focuses on a man who comes to the United States initially to work on the railroad, and the money on the railroad is so bad, and his friend has moved to Braddock and gotten work in the mill, and whereas he was making 9 cents or 10 cents an hour working on the railroad, they're paying 14 cents an hour. 14 cents a day. Excuse me. 14 cents a day.
Wow.
Or a turn, what they call a shift, in the mills. But there was no protection. You know, there was nothing in place to keep him from getting hurt, you know, to keep him from working too long hours, you know, there was no safety procedures at all. Well, this is a piece that they've actually done before, and it was so incredibly successful for them and so well received by the community that they've decided to do it again. The difference is that I took this script and changed it around a little bit, added a couple of scenes from the book that weren't in it before. The version before, I think, focused more on the relationships, and for me, the importance was to focus on the unionization of the steel mill.
So really, for folks that may have seen it previously, there's still new things to appreciate in this
it's a completely new cast, there are new scenes, it's being done in a very different way. I mean, we're being very sort of representational instead of realistic.
And we are on set right now, by the way.
We are on set.
Tell me a little bit about the characters in this.
Okay, so the first generation is a man whose name is Juro Kraka, and he comes here and comes over on the boat with enough money to get him to Whitehaven, where he is supposed to work on the railroad, but instead meets a very handsome woman who's married and throws a huge party for her on the boat and loses all of his money and has to walk.
That old story. And you brought with you another prop.
I did.
I am very curious about this.
I did. So, Kraka, in the old country, was married to a young woman named Elena, and he's been here for 2 years, and she finally comes to America. But when she comes, he realizes that she has developed a goiter.
And this is it?
This.
Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, the goiter. You brought a goiter on Burgh Vivant. This is wonderful.
Well, it was actually a very common thing that happened to these people, because a goiter is when your thyroid enlarges because of a lack of iodine in your diet, which is why we eat iodized salt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I shouldn't feel guilty about over-salting like my French fries, and keeps my neck nice and slim.
It does, and your cardiologist won't be happy.
Well, that's the trade-off. Oh, now, who crafted this? As far as goiters go, and I'm no expert, but I'd say that's a very nice one.
Well, Caitlin, who is my assistant stage manager, has also crafted this beautiful goiter. It's one of the things that she learned how to do in college.
It's beautiful.
It is, and the young woman that wears it is a very slender, very small woman, and so I'm very excited to see.
So this is goiter petite. This is the.
This is goiter petite. There's very large ones. It can be a double goiter.
May I touch
Please.
it? Please. It can be a double goiter.
It could be a double. Yeah, because your thyroid has 2 sides.
Now, do you have that in the budget to do double goiter? I think this is plenty.
I think single goiter is the way to go. I just think it's simple and beautiful. It would be in the front.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just like that.
Very nice. Out of this furnace, get dirty. There's your tagline.
I love that.
Get dirty.
I love that. I love that.
So there was no Macbeth 2 that I missed, because don't they all die at the end of that? I'm pretty sure. In most Shakespeare plays, they do.
You know, that's the way it goes. Yeah, the movie starred the guy that played one of the guys that played Batman.
Val Kilmer.
No.
Isn't that odd that that's the first Batman I go to?
I loved Val Kilmer as Batman.
Nipples on the bat suit and everything?
You know, because I remember when, 42nd Street was where we got fake IDs, and now it's Disney.
frustrating. You know, now that I'm used to it, I'm actually drawn to it.
Goiters can be your friend.
There's the public service announcement right there.
You can make a nice hat. It's a little pillbox.
Oh, yeah, or a little yarmulke.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But thank you for suffering that politely.